Alrighty, so today for math, we're doing, again, we're combining two lessons. So we're doing Unit 11, Lesson 13 first, and then we'll finish with Unit 11, Lesson 14. Our topic is compare lengths by subtracting. So yesterday we were also comparing lengths, right? We were taking two objects and comparing them, seeing what the similarities and the differences were. But we were using the count on strategy, right? Using a number line. Today, we'll still be using a number line. However, we won't be counting on. This time, we're actually going to be counting backwards because we're subtracting. All right, so our objective is I will compare the difference in length of two objects using subtraction. So again, it's the same thing. You're comparing the difference in length of two objects using subtraction, but this time we're doing counting backwards instead of counting on. So one vocabulary word today that's important is difference. The answer to a subtraction problem. All right, so 5 minus 3, what is the answer? Is the difference 2. What is the difference? 2. Okay, so here are our steps. Step 1 is to measure the two objects using the appropriate tool. All right, again, if you don't have a tool handy, a ruler or a yardstick or a measuring tape, you can use your body, right? So you use the thumb, from the tip of your thumb to the knuckle, as 1 inch, approximately 1 inch. It's not exact, okay? Then you can use the tip of your fingernail from one side to the other for a centimeter. You can use your arm from your wrist. So here's my hand, right here is your wrist, this part, to your elbow. Here's my elbow. Use that as an approximate measurement for a foot. And then your wingspan, right? So go from right, you stretch your arms all the way out, all the way, stretch, from one fingertip to the other fingertip. That is 1 yard. Okay, so for any objects that they need you to measure in the book, you're probably not going to be using a wingspan, right? Because your wingspan is larger than the book. You'll probably be using your thumb or your pinky for inches or centimeter. You need to figure out which one is most appropriate. Okay, step 2, draw a number line and write the longest measurement on the end. Then starting on the longest measurement, count back to the shortest measurement. And step 4 is how much longer and shorter the object is. So remember yesterday, I made the mistake of writing in the butterfly or the dragonfly, and I didn't realize that there was a difference in the sentence. So we need to be reading the sentence before you actually record on the lines. All right, let's get going. So number one says to hold up a backpack and a book. So if you have a backpack and a book at home, go ahead and measure those objects and figure out what the measurements are. Tell students you want to figure out this backpack is long enough to fit the book. So if we were in the classroom, this is what I would be telling you. I would be telling you to figure out which one is which, right? So I'm going to do the same thing here. Go ahead and pause this video if you have your backpack at home and a book. Measure those using a ruler or a yardstick, or your fingertip, or your arm. Okay. If you do not have those objects, I went ahead and measured them for you ahead of time. So a backpack typically is about 45 inches. I'm going to go ahead and put those in parentheses up top. And a book is about 9 inches. Typically. I mean, obviously they go in different ranges and it depends on what book you're measuring. So these numbers are going to be specific to you, which is fine. Because these numbers really aren't the most important as long as they are numbers that you got from your measurement. Okay. Now, once we found our lengths, we need to compare them by putting them on a number line. So yesterday they gave us our number line, right? Today we need to draw our own. I'm going to go all the way from one side all the way to the other because I know that my biggest number is 45 and that needs to fit on my my number line. So starting at 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to pause you. All right, so I just paused you so that I can go ahead and finish drawing my number line. All right, so here's my number line, 0 all the way to 45. Okay, and I know that it's kind of squished in there, but I know for sure that there are 45 lines. Here's the last one right here, and that one right there is 45. Okay, so once you have your number line, you're going to plug in your numbers on your number line, just like yesterday. So 45 inches is my backpack. So here's, I'm going to use my red marker. Here is 45, and I'm going to label it. Remember, label it, backpack. And the other one is my book at 9 inches. So I'm going to find 9, and I'm going to put a dot and label it, book. Okay, so yesterday what we did was we started at the smallest number and we counted forward, we counted on. Okay, today we are subtracting, so we're going to start at our biggest number and we're going to count backwards. Okay, so starting at the 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, so what was the difference? 36. There were 36 jumps from the largest number to the smallest number. Therefore, okay, blank is longer by blank centimeters. So we need to plug in which one is longer than the other one. The backpack is, right? The backpack is longer by how many? 36. Oops, sorry, they wanted us to do centimeters. So we're going to cross out inches and write centimeters. .45 centimeters. cm for short. 9 cm. Okay? And so we did the backpack. So now the book is shorter by 36 centimeters. Easy peasy? All right, I know that I messed up by doing inches first. I hope that didn't confuse you. It's the same thing. It was just the measurement, the unit of measurement was different. All right, let's try one more time. Number 2 says, Erin wants to know how much taller her dog is than Janet's dog. So what are the two objects that we're comparing? Her dog, Erin's dog, and Janet's dog, right? She knows her dog is 34 inches tall. And Janet's dog is 22 inches tall. She wants to find the difference between the two heights. So remember yesterday they compared the dog, Dylan's height to the basketball court height, or the basketball hoop height, and they did their number line up and down. Well, you can do the same thing, or just do it regular from left to right, so you don't confuse yourself. And so we need the number 22 on the number line and 34 on the number line. So starting off at 0, start putting your numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and I'm going to pause. Okay, we're back. So again, I just paused you so that I can draw this without you sitting there watching me draw it. Okay, so 0 all the way to 33, 34. 34 is our largest number. Okay, you need to make sure your numbers are on there. And there we go. My number line is set up. So now all we need to do is plug in our numbers. So 34 inches. and 22 inches. Remember, we are counting backwards. Oh, I didn't label, so 34 is Aaron's dog. And the other one is Janet's dog. All right, starting off with the biggest number, we're going to count backwards. 34. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 inches. Okay, now that we know what our difference is, the number of humps in between the largest and the biggest number is our difference. Now that we know our difference, we can plug them into our comparison sentences. Okay, blank's dog is taller by blank inches. So which one is taller? Aaron's dog. So we're going to start with Aaron's dog. Aaron's, we already have our apostrophe S. Dog is taller by 12 inches. Janet's dog is shorter by 12 inches. Easy peasy. All right. Let's go to the next page. Okay, I want you to do structure guided practice. Number 1 says to compare your foot with a classmate's foot. If you need, obviously you're not with your classmates right now, so compare your foot to the length of someone at home. Okay. Number 2 says a boy is 60 inches long. His bed is 75 inches long. How much longer is the bed than the boy? Okay, so again, they give you the numbers in number 2, so all you need to do is solve the problems. Then final check, number 1 and number 2. The length of a crayon is typically about 9 centimeters. Okay. The length of a pencil, it says your pencil, by the way. So if you want to measure, if you have a pencil that's sharpened and you want to compare your pencil in centimeters, that's perfectly fine. The average pencil is about 18 centimeters. 18, 1/8. So if you want to use those 2 measurements, that's perfectly fine as well. All right, and then the number 2 down here is the pig. The pig and the fence. They want to compare the pig and the fence, so you already have the numbers. So go ahead and plug those in. Draw your number line and plug those numbers in and subtract. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip forward to page 155 to do lesson 14. If you need to pause and get your work done, then do that. If you want to continue and then do it all at once, then do that as well. Okay, so we're combining them because it's the same topic. Our objective is slightly different. So the first one says that I will compare the difference in length. For number 14, it says I will determine the difference in length. Same thing. We're doing the same thing. It's just determine and compare are pretty much the same thing. We're finding the difference or solving for the difference. It's just another word for expressing the same thing. Okay, so again, the same thing, same vocabulary word. The difference means the answer to a subtraction problem. This is the same example, so 5 minus 3. 2 is the difference. Okay, 2 is the answer, 2 is the difference. Okay, same steps. Okay, measure the 2 objects using the appropriate tool. Draw a number line and write the longest measurement in the end. Then number 3, starting on the longest measurement, count back to the shortest measurement, and then record how much longer the shorter object is. Okay, so same thing, same steps, literally the same steps. Measure, use your number line, plug in your longest and your shortest, and then count backwards, and then record it using your comparison statements. All right, number 1. Measure to find the difference in the length of the cell phone and the credit card in inches. So the last exercise, they gave you the numbers, correct? Or we found the measurements. Here we also need to find the measurements. However, we need to use the lines to to find the measurements. All right, so I think that using my thumb might be too big for this this card on the right, a credit card in inches. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use centimeters. I'm going to use my pinky. Oh, you know what? Mrs. Haywood didn't notice that it wants us to measure in inches. Because, you know what she didn't do? She didn't read it. So number 1, it says measure to find the difference in length of the cell phone and credit card in inches. So what are we comparing today? The cell phone and the credit card. Okay, so I'm going to use my thumb to go ahead and measure this card and this cell phone. I'm going to start off with the cell phone. So here's 1, 2. I think we got about 2. I'm going to write 2 inches on the side. 2IN is the abbreviation. And we have about 1. I'm going to say 1 inch for this card on the side. If you want to actually measure the length of your cell phone or your mommy and daddy cell phones, your Nana's cell phone, and a card, like a bank card or a credit card, go ahead and do that. It's up to you. Okay, but I just went ahead and did the pictures because it's right there. It's easy. All right, so now we just need to draw our number line. I mean, it's 2 and 1, so you really don't need a number line, but because it's a part of the rules and the procedures, I would do it. So 0, 1, 2. Here is my cell phone and here is my credit card, so I'm going to put cell phone and credit card. Starting with the largest number, we're going to count backwards. So here's 1. The difference is 1 inch. Okay, the blank is blank inches longer than the blank. So which one is longer? The cell phone. Right, so cell phone is 1 inch longer than the credit card. So you know that this one is going to be the credit card is 1 inch shorter than the cell phone. Easy peasy. All right, let's do one more, and then you got to get to work. Okay, number 2 says a mouse is 5 centimeters tall. 5 centimeters tall. So we're measuring in centimeters today, so we know that you're using your pinky. But they gave us a measurement already, so we don't need to measure it. A cat measures 38 inches tall. Which one is taller? So here is what the page looks like. Now, we could do it up top because there's room. But remember, height, if you want to do taller, we can just do up and down like they did yesterday. Okay, we need to fit 5 and 38 on there. So we're not going to start with 0 up top up here. We're going to start with 0 down here because that's how we would measure height, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to pause. Alrighty, here we go. My number line is set up, and you noticed that I fit both numbers on there, so 38 centimeters and 5 centimeters. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place my numbers and my labels. So 5 centimeters is a mouse. So here we go. 5 is right here. And this is mouse. And a cat measures 38. Oops, I went to 33. So I need to add a few more. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. That is a cat. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to start. Here's my cat right here. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Here's my cat right here. I'm going to plug my dot in. I know it's really hard to see, and you're going to do a better job than Mrs. Haywood because I wrote with a pen. I can't erase it now. So I'm going to count backwards. 38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, oops, 33. So the difference is 33 centimeters, cm for short. Okay, the blank is blank centimeters taller than the blank. So which one is taller? The mouse. So the mouse is 33 centimeters taller than the, oh my goodness, Mrs. Haywood, you need to get it together. The cat. The cat is 33 centimeters taller than the mouse. And then, so you know that we started with the cat the first time. So we're going to put the mouse is 33 centimeters shorter than the cat. There we go. All right, so you need to figure out a couple of things. Either read each problem, figure out if they gave you the measurements. If they didn't, you need to find the measurements on your own, then plug them in. I want you to do structure guided practice and final check for understanding for lesson 14 and student practice, all 6 problems. All right, so lesson 13 today, you're going to finish your student practice and your structure guided practice and final check. And then for 14, student practice, final check, and structure guided practice. All right, guys, get going.